There are allegations that Gloria aliwekelea which are very serious, and for me this was my key takeaway, is that your taxes could be being used to pursue weird sexual behaviors. And for me, that is where we draw the line, because among some of the allegations that Gloria aliwekelea included saying like the way the likes of Akina Karen Nyamos, you are flying in and out, they are always moving out of the country. 1.5 million shillings being paid to KQ for a ticket. 1.5 million for a ticket. Kwani unaenda Pluto? Then there was also allegations of someone being at 3 different places at the same time. Uko Kenya, uko Uganda, uko Tanzania at the same time. And of course, it's not Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. There were different countries. So you wonder, uko na clone? Do you have someone who looks like you? Are you 2 in 1? Are you 3 in 1? Anyway, kwa hizi majina za ngono scandals, it's the ladies' names that are suffering the most. And it reminded me of the story of the Bible, where Jesus was brought a prostitute and told, hey, yes, this one has been caught doing the sin of prostitution. What should we do with her? Then Jesus was alikuwa anaandika, was writing with his fingertip on the soil. I really hope that's how the story goes. Yeah, but nimesoma Bible siwezi kuwa confused. Alikuwa anaandika tu chini. Then these Pharisees are like, why is this guy ignoring us? Why is he ignoring us? And then he told them, let him who has no sin be the first to cast a stone. And so they all looked at each other and left, but they were waiting for Jesus to say, hey, stone them. Jesus looked at this lady and asked her, where are your accusers? And in his typical fashion, Jesus told the lady, go home and sin no more. I'm not definite of what were the exact words, but I believe most of you know this story. So for me, I would like the same energy we are putting against vilifying women who are being talked about in these issues of matter sex. Can we also use the same energy to talk about the men, or equally condemn the men who are involved in these issues? Because I feel like women are always victims, na ni kama ni wao wanaonewa zaidi, or it's like huyu ni malaya. Huwezi sema mtu ni malaya just because you are the buyer. In every transaction there must be a buyer and a seller. Kama huyu ni muuzaji, lazima kuna mnunuzi. So we cannot deal with the seller alone. We also have to deal with the consumer of the good, which is commercial sex. And right now, it's commercialized even in the highest levels of power. Anyway, the best we can do is to hope for a better country. I remember there's a song like by some musician called Kativu who says that hata ndovu usimama, ndovu na ukubwa wake husimama kutimiza hii ahadi ya kufanya ngono.
Na ni kweli kwa sababu mnyama mkubwa kama ndovu, na ni kweli kwa sababu mnyama mkubwa tangamione, usimama kwa miguu miwili ili atekeleze, usimama kwa miguu miwili kutimiza ahadi, na wala lazimishwi utenda vile kwa raha zake, na wala lazimishwi na vile mzito kweli kweli.
But like we have greed for food and money. Sexual greed is common everywhere, and it doesn't just lay among men. It's not only men who have sexual greed. Women too have sexual greed. So sexual greed applies on both genders. We have sexual perverts on both genders, but the fact remains that women are more vulnerable to sexual manipulation, victims of sexual greed, because from sexual greed, that's where we can have crimes like rape. We can talk about matters consent and a lot more. But All I always think about is, after all these years of learning and unlearning, between rape, or I would like to put rape and coerced sex in the same class versus consensual sex. Which of the two is better? Because personally, I'll take a side. I prefer consent any day. Because hapo, there's a difference between kupewa na kukabidhiwa. Yani unakabidhiwa. Remember that joke that Jukush did in the Through Thick and Thin one? I was one of the people who paid for that and watched him perform that joke. Where he was saying that kuna kukabidhiwa, kuna kupewa na kukabidhiwa. Unakabidhiwa hadi wewe unasikia yes, this is nice, because huyu mtu amekupea willingly, not because there's something that they were expecting from you, but because they've let themselves be vulnerable to you. You've both let yourselves be vulnerable to each other, and it's not transactional. It's not transactional. Well, there's a lot of arguments that can be talked about when it comes to matters consent. Maybe it came at a price. Hiyo ni mambo yenyu. But there's always that other kind of nini ya kuiba. There's always that thrill of taking something that you definitely know that it doesn't belong to you. Could it be that thrill ndio ina thrill hawa watu into these weird sexual behaviors that we are seeing? But we are human beings, ain't we? We are the smartest animals in the world. And even in the jungle laws, everyone is trying to find the most suitable male. Everyone is trying to find the most suitable female to carry their seed on to the next generation. So in as much as we might act like, yeah, we have weddings, we are a country led by morals, monogamy, most of our people are leaders in church, and we also have this connotation of religious government. We're even building a church. But when it comes to morals, that's where it's a bit mbadala. Well, I would not like to argue about matter sex so much, because we are always continuously trying to look for the best mate, the strongest, the one who can give us nini. Kwa sababu dry spell does not apply to human beings only, even animals.